Recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Round 7. How you doing? Today we're going over Dadpool's games defense. He is was with us in voice, is with us, I guess, technically, but I'm not on the voice channel. Along with Pathfinder Gaming, ZKG, and Jgiusti, and we were talking about his defense. Of course, chat was helping out. If you want to be a part of the conversation, Monday through Thursday, like and subscribe. Come find us on Twitch, links in the description, all the usual stuff. And remember, if you don't like any of the advice that I'm giving today, then be sure to blame it on somebody else, because I'm not smart enough to keep up with the meta as it changes. So I ask the advice of people who are smarter than me. Dadpool Games knows what's going on. He also understands that Infinity Watch is actually the better team for Room 1, but we're sick and tired of these rules. Now, we got word that a lot of these rules are out of here. We're getting all new stuff for Crucible Season 4. We don't know what those specific rules are just yet, but they're going to be different. In the meantime, he's having some fun mixing it up. He's in Diamond 1, and he is successfully getting through his attacks on offense for the most part. Every once in a while, it's that Darkhold Apocalypse he stumbles on, and he doesn't have the tools to beat that with this setup. But for the most part, he's getting through it. And so he's trying other stuff. If you're succeeding with all of your offensive attacks, then you can always try mixing up your defense, making it tougher and trying new things. So we actually like most of the pieces here as that walking hate to go into unlimited to allow you to do other things other than mirror unlimited and stuff. So we would prefer the Infinity Watch, but that aside, this team's okay. We want to get rid of Scarlet Witch. She doesn't have a lot of synergy on this team other than with her brother, and we think a better fit would be Sam. Captain Sam would be fantastic in here in place of her, changing the pace of this team, making it a little more tricky, giving a taunt and all that stuff. So that's about the only fix for this. We do have Fortifier in that back row. They're passing positive effects. Quicksilver doesn't all turn 1, but he gets to it rather quickly, so that's okay. Also, him being a little bit smaller, making him a Fortifier to survive any opening barrages might help also. I don't think this is going to stop anything, but it might make people stop and think, and that's kind of cool too. I'm going to give this team a B. I would probably go ahead and give it an A if there was somebody better than Scarlet Witch. Of course, for most of you, as you move up through the ranks and you get into the really competitive stuff, you're going to have to start putting Infinity Watch in here because of the point deficit that they usually draw out on defense and how ineffective they are on offense point-wise. All right, team number 2 is the Nowhere team. I called this eye candy for the ignorant. Nowhere doesn't function that well in Crucible. They are... You can smash them apart with things like Doom and Friends, big heavy hitters, just blow them up with brute force. It doesn't take too much. They're not big enough to survive. 684 ain't cutting it. A lot of that power is already in the Doom. I think that Nova is great on offense and defense as a plug-and-play character. I think Doom is almost a necessity on offense these days. I use him every single Crucible for a lot of powerful plays. And the rest of this team just doesn't have a place in Crucible, unfortunately. Watch for the next season. They'll probably get some sort of a call out in the global rules or something to help them out. I don't know, but maybe. But for right now, we got to get this team out of here. This is no good. I don't like it at all. However, Dadpool says that this is pulling a lot of unlimited. So here's the thing. If you're in a low ranking area, or you're just playing with some people who don't pay attention to content creators, who don't communicate with their friends on Discord, who don't understand what's going on, they may get nervous seeing this team in as it is kind of new, and they'll throw some big stuff at it. So if it's working, don't change it. And Dadpool is going to leave it in for the time being. I'm going to give him a bad grade, though. I think this is a B- at best. At best. Also, change Nova to a striker, please. He needs to be a striker. All right, team number 3 is the Tangled Web Eternals with Noir. Noir does have a T4 in, unfortunately, so we definitely want to get him out of here. He's not helping you. This is kind of forcing the new warrior composition, so as a good replacement, his T4 does things, and you don't want it in there. It screws it up for the new warrior counter to this. So if your Noir doesn't have a T4, you put him in. If he does have the T4 already, then you leave him out. He's not good enough. Put in somebody like Doc Ock, Emma. I think we talked about, who else did we talk about? I don't remember. We talked about somebody else in here too that can really mix things up. So Doc Ock doesn't allow offense down. That further screws with the new warrior composition. Emma changes the speed. You could throw Cable in here for a little change up if you want. Lots of things work well, but Noir doesn't. So let's get rid of him. I'm going to give this team a B also, and then move on to Wakanda in 4. The only trouble with Wakanda in 4 is it's so small. It's opening up the opportunity to use something other than Masters of Evil in here. Get this team built up over 850, 900K, and then don't worry about it. We talk about this one all the time. There isn't a lot of other things you can use in 4, but I'd like to see a lot more investment in this team. Also, Tower is coming up. This is a great team for Tower, so wouldn't kill you to put a little bit of investment into this team. I know that Mystic Gear is tough to come by. So I guess I'll give this one an A-. Everything's right. It just needs a little more power is all. We have APOC Darkhold in 5. This is a very challenging team to put in 5. I personally like APOC next to Wong, because then he gets splash damage. That gives him turn meter. That gives him offense up. That does things. That helps. And it keeps your Strange alive longer. Strange does a lot of powerful hits in 5, right? He's ulting all the time, so you're trying to get him to go faster and do more things. So keep him alive, get him away from Wong. This is about one of the strongest defenses that you can possibly put in here. The only reason that people don't do it is because they like to save APOC for offense, whether you're using him against the Infinity Watch to get rid of their safeguards so that you can quickly and cleanly defeat that team, or you're using him in a combo against other big stuff in 5, pairing him up with Doom for things like that. I don't know. I can give this team an A-. I want the placement swap, and I want DadPool to consider taking him off of defense in order to make sure that he's getting through his offensive attacks. But if you're clearing all your rooms, don't worry about it. All right, in room 6 is the Rebirth team, and we've got Sam in here. He was using Sam because he wasn't using Sam anywhere else, basically. He took apart that Walking Hate team and threw it in 1 and used the leftover pieces here for a 5th. We like Zemo in here. Zemo makes your Winter Soldier better, so it's like a twofer. You get that opening ability block, RNG kind of thing. You get the speed up on Winter Soldier. You get value out of that, and it's just a better pick. Whereas Sam is making the whole team go faster, and that's nothing to laugh about. I mean, that's good, right? But he's not really big enough to hang with this team. He's a tough character, but we just like Zemo in here better. That's really all it comes down to. We couldn't find anything else that fits, but on a one-to-one basis, even if you don't need Sam anywhere else, we still ended up liking Zemo better. We talked about that extensively. So for me, this is another B. I'm really happy that DadPool was trying new things, mixing it up a little bit. Sam in here on defense. This is a pretty standard here, and this is standard here, of course, too. Well, I guess this is standard here, too. But this one's new, right? This one's new, and then this is really different. We never see stuff like this in 1. So DadPool's getting it done on offense, so he's experimenting on defense in these last few weeks of the old Crucible rules while we wait for Scopely to pull their head out and fix Cosmic Crucible once and for all. Anyways, if you want some new ideas, then be sure to like and subscribe. If you want your defense featured on Defense Up, then find my links in the description. Shoot me some screenshots on Discord. I will put you in the lineup. Got a handful of people still waiting in the wings and a busy schedule. We've got the charity stream happening Friday the 30th. That's tomorrow as we record this video. So be sure to stay in touch. Find us, come hang out, send me screenshots, like, subscribe. And remember, guys, don't just have a good game. Be good to yourself and others. And I will see you later. Don't just have a good game, but be good to yourself, too. I don't know. There's an outro that's supposed to happen there. Just pretend I got it right.